Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, Episode 3. This was the Makeover Challenge. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that like button. Comment down below what you thought about this episode, and hit that subscribe button to become part of the Samature community. Ding! You can also follow me on my other social media platforms at Samature Hour on all platforms. Do not send hate to any of the queens mentioned in this video, because that's not what these are meant for. These are meant for us to have a fun time over here on this side of the interwebs, talk about all things Drag Race, and have a cute little kiki. So, yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this episode. What did you think about Bracket 1? I want to hear from you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Okay. And with that, we are going to get into this episode, baby. So again, this is episode 3. This is the end of Bracket 1. We are next week, Bracket 2. Very exciting stuff. I am excited to get into this episode, give you my thoughts and my opinions. So the episode starts out, right, where we have points on the board. Points on the board. Points are on the board. And they're talking about who are they going to give their MVQ points to? Are they going to just give them out like they did last week, where each person gets one? How is this going to work? We need to know. So I do think it's interesting that they're kind of already setting up the way the MVQ points were working, especially with some drama between Aja and Olivia. Aja and Olivia. Of course, people are giving their points out. Deja gets ultimately everyone gets a point essentially except for Phoenix. I think Deja gets 2 points. I think, or Olivia gets 2 points. Everyone gets is at 3 points except for Phoenix. Phoenix is rightfully upset. So Phoenix actually gave her point to Olivia or Deja. Y'all, it's been a day. So, right, everyone's getting points. Phoenix only has 1 point. Raja's upset because she feels like Olivia isn't living up to the Mimu Alliance that she is putting up at such a high point. But Olivia gave her point to Deja, and she's feeling like Olivia didn't live up to what we had agreed on. So she's a little upset. We'll get into this later, especially with the Mimu Alliance. I think I get where Olivia is coming from, especially wanting the Melanation Station all to be able to have equal points to be able to get the opportunity to still advance. But at the same time, I'm like, you also have that Mimu Alliance, and this is where I think having multiple alliances gets messy. And I think with a 3-week season, well, for lack of a better explanation, right? They have 3 weeks within the bracket. So trying to play that hard within 3 weeks is going to get messy. And I think that's a big part of the problems that we got to with some drama in this episode. Right from jumping the new day in the workroom, Aja's voicing her frustration with Olivia, bringing up the name of the Mimu Alliance. And then Olivia's bringing up the Melanation Station Alliance. So all of these alliances that people had behind closed doors are now becoming visible to everyone. And then you have Phoenix over there feeling like, oh, I just completely left out. I was just completely ignored. No one gave me any points. I'm basically screwed. Like, I have 1 point. This is the last chance for me to even potentially get into the semifinals. So Phoenix is feeling rightfully upset. And also she brings up the fact that, like, ultimately she will potentially be the one to decide who goes on to the semifinals. We'll get there later, but I think that's interesting. This is a conversation between Olivia and Aja where they're talking about the Mimu Alliance and how Aja feels a little bit betrayed, like Olivia wasn't keeping it up to the same level that Aja was. Like I said again, everyone is playing really hard at this point. Everyone has multiple alliances, except for Phoenix, unfortunately. So it's kind of messy. It's messy. And I think that's going to be a big part of the narrative of this episode. RuPaul does Rumail, tells them to go out to the whistle. So it is going to be a makeover challenge using women's college basketball players. Awesome, love that. We get the women's basketball players, Lauren Betts, who is like 6 feet tall, model status, yes. Abby Prohaska, San Diego State. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing names. Maya Hernandez from Loyola Marymount University. Don't know where that is. Hunter Hernandez and their sisters from the University of California, Irvine. So again, all of these are women's basketball players, college players. I love that they're highlighting women's basketball players. I think that's amazing. Nevaeh Dean from University of California, Irvine. Wait, that's the same school that, right? And then Talia Van Olufsen? I apologize again. University of Southern California. So again, everyone gets a basketball player they're going to be making over. Irene, they also have to shoot free throws. I'm not a sports person. Free throws from the free throw line within 60 seconds. Whoever gets the most shots, baskets. That's the word, baskets, wins. Irene gets 8 baskets, so that's kind of a high number to try to overcome. And ultimately, no one does. So Irene gets to pick her partner and everyone else's partner. And I feel like Irene tries to be pretty fair with it. She doesn't want to like completely screw over anyone, which I appreciate. I do. On the one hand, I appreciate, but on the other hand, I'm like, this is like the last opportunity for the semifinals. Do you want to not make your chances better? I don't know. They never really voiced any frustration with any of the pairings, so I guess it all worked out. It is what it is. Deja and her partner are working on what they're gonna do. They also have to write lyrics for a song. This is what I mean by the makeover challenges get confusing because they introduce a whole new another criteria that sometimes I feel like as a viewer doesn't actually matter that much in terms of placement. This was a lot though, because they're having to make over the girls, put together choreo, write lyrics, do all the things for a song. It's a whole challenge. And I think that's an interesting point. I also wonder if they are actually writing the lyrics in this moment. Phoenix and her partner going over stuff, Irene and her partner. Again, Irene is going for a clown motif. Olivia and her partner talking a little bit about sisters. And Bosco and her partner. We do some choreo. I also did want to bring up Bosco was at a viewing party for, I believe, episode 1, where she spilled the fact that they had already written their lyrics before the challenge for episode 1. So that makes me wonder if they're actually writing lyrics in this part or if they had already written the lyrics previously. Wouldn't surprise me because they didn't show the recording session. They didn't show any of that. So feel pretty confident in assuming the fact that they probably already wrote the lyrics and already recorded their verses and already did all of that. So this is more just for show, more just for let's put something together so the audience sees us writing lyrics and then, my speculation. Choreo happens again. They're only showing you a bit of what the actual choreo is. I think that's an important point because they're going to show people struggling sometimes, even though in the end it all works out, and then that'll become part of the narrative. Choreo is another production tool if you think about it, because production gets to include whatever they want in terms of the filming of choreo for the narrative that they were trying to present for each girl. So I think that is another interesting conversation we can have another day. Again, this is a makeover challenge, so it's not going to be like super harsh, and they're not going to be super reading. The judges aren't going to be super, strict about things, because when other people come in the show, it tends to stay pretty positive, and I think this was another example of that. Yeah, choreo happens, work. Bosco, Phoenix brought the wig. Phoenix brought the wig. Phoenix brought the wig, and Bosco's wearing it. I love that. Is that the actual wig? I want to know. We get a conversation between Olivia and Aja, where Olivia is apologizing to Aja, and Aja is talking to her about it and being like, yeah, we're sisters, but it still sucks that you did that. Yes, obviously they are actual ballroom family. Like, they're both from the house of Miyake Mugler. They're both gonna have to work together again. This is just ultimately a reality competition TV show. It's not real life. But at the same time, I do think Aja's feelings are valid. And I also think Olivia is trying to be strategic, and I see where Olivia is going with it. But at the same time, again, there are multiple layers to this conversation that I think aren't really being, like, yes, this is ultimately a TV show. So, hey. But let me know what you think down below. Am I thinking too deeply about this? Probably. Also, I feel like Olivia's gotten a whole new wardrobe outfit update, because her workroom outfits have gone to a whole nother level this season. I think Olivia looks fierce. Her outfits remind me a lot, if you watch the House on Fire series on WoW Presents Plus, the mother of the house of Miyake Mugler Exotic wear similar outfits, and I feel like Olivia's getting some style info from Mother Exotic. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but it's giving me outfits that Exotic would wear, and they're fierce. They're fierce. I just think that's an interesting point to make. Deja is shaving off her partner's brows because she's like, I don't really glue down brows, and her partner's up for it. So I'm like, work, diva. Let's shave off those brows. I tried shaving off the tails of my brows once, but I don't think I would ever shave off the full brow, because I already have like a giant forehead. And if I had no brows, it would just be like blump, blump. So the brows are important for me. I don't know if I would do it, but maybe. Maybe. Talking about the most valuable queen points, MVQ points. Who are you gonna give it to? How is it all gonna work out? Irina is feeling like if she's not in the top, she's gonna not be able to get any points, because why would anyone give her points when she's only been in the top? We'll get into the actual runways, but hey. Alright, now we are on the runway. On the Sandwich channel, we do Fab or Drab. Fab or drab. If it's fab, baby, it's fab. And if it's drab, wah, wah. So up first, we have RuPaul. RuPaul kind of gave me a saloon outfit, like an outfit you would see in old country, old Western saloon. It's nice. I think she looks pretty. I like the hair color. Not my favorite outfit. I think Ru's worn better outfits this season. But I love the nails. The nails are fierce. Up next we have Michelle Visage. I like this jacket on her. I like the makeup is gorge. She looks nice. Michelle looks good. Michelle, you look good. Fab. Next up, T.S. Madison. I love T.S. Madison. She's one of my favorite regular judges, if not my favorite, if I'm being honest. And Maddie gets a fab. She looks so cute. I love the hair. Love the outfit, the makeup. Maddie, you look great. You look great. Fab. And the guest judge this week is going to be Kate Beckinsale. I am not familiar with her. I will Google her later. But she looks nice. Fab. 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 Up first, we have Deja Sky and Sophie. I need to have written down the names. I apologize. Deja and her partner. So, This was probably my least favorite, no shade. I love Deja, but I don't see the family resemblance at all. Love Deja, but for me, this is a drab. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think down below. Did you like Deja? I want to know. For me, it's a drab, unfortunately. Up next, we have Irene the Alien and Estelle the Alien. Irene, this was my favorite of the week. This gets fab. You looked fierce. I love the outfits. I love the black and white. I think it pops really well on the runway. I think the makeup is gorge. I think she just slayed it. Like, I thought this was really well done, really smart, really creative. And the outfits look great. Very clown, alien vibes. I love it. Fab. Fab, 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 fab. Favorite look of the week. Favorite look. Congrats to Irene. Slay. Like, so good. Also, the presentation. It's great. Bosco and Goddess, I think was her name. Alright. So, obviously, Bosco can't pick the height of the person she's making over. And her makeover partner looks fierce. The wig is too small for her. It looks like she's wearing a little hat. And I can't get over that. That bothered me so much. I'm sorry. I love the outfit. I think the outfit is fierce. I see the family resemblance. It was not my I don't think personally for me, I would not have put Bosco in the top 2. And I feel bad saying that. I feel really bad saying that. I would have put another queen in the top 2 with Irene. But Bosco looks great. They look great. It's fab. It's not my favorite look of the night. We'll get to my other favorite look of the night. Other? Yes. Up next we have Phoenix and Heron? Sure. Doing the whole prisoners escaping prison honey, again referencing her time on season 3, India Farah and Phoenix moment, which is fun. I think it's cool. I think it's nice to reference something that happened on the show. But the reveals were not worth it, in my opinion. That all black, if it's all black in the same material, which it appears that this was, it blends too much into the background. I cannot see these outfits. So for me, unfortunately, it's a drab. But love the idea. I don't love this look. Let me know what you thought down below. Did you enjoy Phoenix's look? I want to hear from you. Yeah, I don't know. Not my fave. This one was my second favorite. I think Olivia should have been the other top 2. That's my hot take. I think Olivia should have been in the top 2 for this. I thought her and her partner looked fierce. The outfits were so cute. The way it connected was amazing. I love the headphones moment of them being connected through that. I thought that was cute. The outfit looks amazing. The hair's amazing. The makeup is amazing. The performance was amazing. Like, for me, I think Olivia should have been in the top 2. And I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Would you put Olivia in the top 2? I want to hear from you. Again, let me know what you think. I do think Olivia should have been in the top 2. Aja and Tiva. The outfits were okay. I think the performance, Aja did the best for sure. But I think in terms of the runway, it was not my favorite. I know these boots seem to be kind of signature for Aja. I feel like we've seen them a lot on Aja. And they look good. Like, she looks good. You can't argue that. It's a fab. But it not my favorite from Aja. I would put her in 4th position. 4th placement? Maybe 3rd. So for me, it would go Irene, Olivia, Bosco or Aja? Bosco, Aja, Deja, no, Phoenix, and then Deja. I did not like these outfits. I don't know, maybe it's the green. I don't like it. But the performance was cute. I thought the performance was from Deja was great. Overall, I enjoyed the number. I don't necessarily know how relevant it was in terms of the placements. I am curious to see how big of a role that actually played out. I don't know if they would ever tell us. But overall, the number was cute. I don't really have too many opinions on it because, again, I don't always think on a makeover that the performance aspect is as big of a judging placement thing as it is. I don't know. Not my favorite moment, right? All right, when it comes to placements, RuPaul ends up in RuPaul. They do judging, and they ultimately announce that the top 2 of the week are going to be Irene and Bosco. So Irene and Bosco are going to go on to the semifinals. It is confirmed. Now it's just a matter of who will be the third placement in terms of going on to the semifinals. We'll have to wait and see. Let's continue on. So they're the top 2. Again, I think Irene and Olivia would have been the top 2, in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. But hey, they're lip syncing to Pocketbook by Jennifer Hudson featuring Ludacris. In terms of this lip sync, for me, I think Irene won it. I think Bosco could have gone harder, and I think Bosco's gone harder in other lip syncs. I don't know what that was about, but hey, Irene was trying her hardest, right? And RuPaul was laughing, sure. I think we would have gotten a better performance had Olivia been in there, but ultimately, Irene is the winner. Congratulations to Irene. She wins $10,000 and an extra point, which at this point isn't really doing a whole lot. So what's the point? Not what's the point? Ah! So Irene gets an extra point. Fierce. So that means Irene has 7 points and Bosco has 6 points. Which means the remaining 4 queens are going to have to pick who in the other queens will proceed. Had they all picked Phoenix, Phoenix would have gone forward. But I didn't think that was going to happen. So, when it comes to this voting and also RuPaul tells them that they're going to be voting who is going to continue on, right? We'll talk about that later. So they all are voting on Little Mirrors, so it's private. So you're not going to be able to change your vote after someone's votes, which I appreciate. I wish I had done that for the entire time, because I think that would have been more exciting, more drama. But hey, I do appreciate that they did it at the end of the bracket. So, Aja votes for Deja. So that means Deja has 4 points, right? Because she had 3 and now she gets 1 more, 4. Deja votes for Olivia. Olivia now has 4 points. So Olivia and Deja have 4 points. And then Olivia votes for Aja. So Aja now has 4 points. So now 3 of them are tied. Olivia, Deja, and Aja. Right? They're all tied. They're all tied at 4 points. And RuPaul announces that if there is a tie, RuPaul gets to decide. So in other words, if the queens don't vote, production gets to choose who they want to continue. If it's a tie. Which I do think is interesting. But ultimately, it does come down to Phoenix. Phoenix can either vote for one of the 3 or vote for Irene or Bosco, and then it goes back to RuPaul / production. So, Phoenix reveals that she is voting for Aja, which means Aja now has 5 points, and Aja is going to continue on to the semifinals. Congratulations to Aja. So we have our 3 continuing on. Irene the Alien, Bosco, and Aja, which is I love. Very happy with this top 3. Yeah. Work. Although RuPaul also says hope is not all lost. Not all hope is lost. hope it's not all lost. One of those phrases to Deja, Olivia, and Phoenix. RuPaul announces that when it comes to the Lip Sync Lollapalooza, Lip Sync SmackDown level of the semifinals, the main judges are going to be able to pick wild card picks to go back into the competition of the eliminated queens. So, of any of the 9 eliminated queens from before the semifinals, one of them will get to go on and compete in the Lip Sync SmackDown for the crown. So they still have a potential chance to compete for the $200,000. And this to me is kind of gaggy because I'm thinking, right? So semifinals, I think is going to be 1 or 2 more episodes, 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. We'll see. 3. Probably going to be 3 more episodes after the 3 brackets, which means 2 episodes and then probably Lip Sync SmackDown, right? So let's say you make it past into the semifinals, and then let's say they eliminate people. I don't know if for sure they're eliminating people, but let's just say it for argument's sake. So pretend you make it past the semifinals, and then you get eliminated, right? And then RuPaul's like, well, of the other 9, we're going to bring someone forward for the lip sync. I'd be kind of pissed. Let me know what you think down below. Am I being too much on that? I don't know. Unless it includes the eliminated girls. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I am curious to see how that wild card position works out. I really do want to know. So, that brings me to the end of this episode. We are at the end of bracket number 1. So, next week, we are in bracket number 2, which means we will be having Mistress, Georges, Lydia, Tina, Nicole Page Brooks, and Carrie Colby compete. So I am very excited to see Mistress back on my TV. I think Mistress is going to be a hoot and a holler. Love some Georges. Love all the girls on that bracket. I am really excited to see it. I'm excited to get into those girls. And again, they will have 3 full weeks of competition instead of the double premiere. Which, again, I talked about this with the first 2 episodes, right? I'd be a little bit upset if I was in bracket 1, and then I found out I only had 2 weeks on television, and the rest of the girls had 3 weeks. But hey, it is what it is. That brings me to the end of this episode. Let me know what you think about all this down below in the comment section. Did you enjoy this episode? I want to hear from you. Yes, you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll be back here later with some more content. Have a good rest of your night, your day, wherever you are, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.